Forming Russia as Novgorod means that you have the unique trading mechanics of the Vesha Republic, and you still have Streltsy and the Russian Principality mechanics, unlimited manpower, and will be ridiculously rich by comparison to Muscovy forming Russia. If we get 10,000 likes, I'll also be doing the Frozen Assets achievement, and you can find the save game on my Patreon. Link is in the description. Novgorod truly is one of the most interesting countries in EU4 for a few reasons. First off, their government type is unique. The Vesha Republic essentially is a merchant's republic, so you have access to plutocratic ideas, you do not have access to a state, and you can also invite other nations to your trade league. Remember, most of the times nations that have trade leagues are considerably smaller, such as Venice and Genoa and so on, whilst we have a huge amount of land by comparison. But not only that, despite being a republic, we still have access to the Russian interactions, so that means we can recruit the Streltsy whenever we need to, and we can also create trade cities whenever we want. That's going to come in handy, especially if you're trying to do the Frozen Assets achievement, for which you need to have 90% of the trade node in the White Sea, that's the node above us, and it also has to be the highest value trade node in the world. So to do that, we have to filter all of the trade from the basin areas into the White Sea node. Your starting situation is a little bit precarious because Muscovy is massive, and 90% of the times they will attack you. Whenever they're ready, they definitely will attack you, and you don't really have many alliance options. In my case here, it looks like Moldova, Odoyev, and Ryazan, so I guess I'm gonna go for these guys in that situation. I don't mind Ryazan and Odoyev for that matter. Looks like Odoyev does not want to ally me because I allied their rival Ryazan. Well, whatever, bruh. Make sure to also assign your light ships to protect trade in the Novgorod trade node. We're gonna be selling off our starting heavy ships. We start off with 3 heavies and 8 cogs. We don't need any of these ships, and they're really just a drain on our economy. Rival-wise, obviously, Muscovy is your first rival, followed by Tver. We obviously will also recruit the Free Company, as you probably expected. And one more thing you need to know is that you have a lot of autonomy in your starting provinces at the beginning, so lower the autonomy. This should be very, very important to you because it increases your economy. And you have a lot of these provinces which are not your primary culture. They are Karelian or Sami. Simply convert the Sami one to Novgorodian, as well as the 3 development Karelian provinces do pretty much the same thing here. It's more worth it just converting these provinces than accepting Karelian, in my opinion. You should be able to get around 30 or 40 ducats per heavy ship, which will help you out in the beginning especially. One of my favorite things about Novgorod is that they have their own mission tree, and it's different from the Russian mission tree. Now, you probably know that Muscovy and Russia basically share the same mission tree. So essentially, by starting as Novgorod, we have 2 mission trees as the same nation. So we get all the benefits from here, including the permanent modifiers like Novgorod the Great and the Grand Duchy of Finland that offers 1 extra diplo relations plus a ton of mercantilism, as well as after we switch over and form Russia, we get the Russian mission tree. We also start with 4 cores in Muscovy and their vassal of Perm, so if they don't attack us by the time we finish our war with Tver and Livonian Order, we will attack them ourselves. I also strongly encourage you to improve relations with the Great Horde. 50% of the times they will accept to ally you after you've improved relations. Sometimes they don't, and by the time that the Muscovites attack, it might not be in time, so it depends from game to game. So we got our claim on Tver. We're gonna bring our diplomat back and we're gonna declare our war against them. They don't normally get alliances. They can potentially get an alliance with Muscovy. I have not seen that happen in any of my games so far, but it's definitely a possibility, especially if you rival them and Muscovy at the same time. Let's get some leaders as well for our army, and let's get rid of Tver's army. We got some really good rolls. Okay, that's a first. Obviously, Novgorod's a lucky nation because I've never seen myself get 3 9s in a row as any nation so far. Oh my dude, are you kidding right now? Oh, this is so bad. Poland did not get the PU over Lithuania, and Lithuania rivaled me, which means that I cannot count on a Polish alliance against the Muscovites. Normally what happens is that Poland PUs Lithuania, and then I can easily ally Poland because they afterwards rival Muscovy, so I can use them in my war against Muscovy, but now it's going to be a lot tougher. Ooh, Muscovy declared on Tver also. If I actually had a good alliance, I could vassalize Tver now, but sadly, I don't really have any good allies, so it's not going to make any difference by me vassalizing them. I think with the annexation of Tver, it's actually going to be very easy for us to ally the Great Horde, since Tver lands is super good lands. Look at this, 11 dev, 5 dev, 7 dev. Considering that half of our country is 3 dev, this is pretty great boost to our economy. One more thing I can do to improve my relations with the Great Horde is send a scornful insult to one of their rivals. So let's say a scornful insult to the nation of Crimea. That boosts my relations with them by 25. We're so close to getting that alliance now, actually. We are recruiting 2 more units here because we currently have 31 with 32. So after we get a few more units, we should be able to get the alliance with the Great Horde. And there you go, 33 with 30, boyos. We got our alliance. It did mean that we had to go over our force limit by quite a little bit, but not a big deal. We'll be at war with the Muscovites soon. Massive shout out to Mr. Posadnik. He's 71 years old and he's still not dead, man. Holy snaps. We're gonna get the icon of Saint Michael, which offers a little bit of extra discipline. Oh my god, I can actually ally the Scots. This is the most random thing in the entirety of this game. Why would Scotland have any reason to ally the Novgorodians? Are they at war with something? Is that what's happening? They're not at war, and they still have the guarantee from France. You know what, man? I'll ally the Scots. If the Muscovites decide to attack me, they have to fight Scots as well now. Military Tech 4, which means we got a massive military tactics and land morale bonus over the Muscovites now. And it also means this is literally the best moment to attack them. And we got Chatty as one McChad here, who's 73 years old and still not dead. Spy network discovered from the Muscovites. Are you guys actually going to attack me now or what? I strongly recommend you wait until the Muscovites attack you, because then all of your allies are going to join in that war, because it's going to be a defensive war. So that means you have Ryazan, Scotland, and whatever other allies you might have. But if you are an experienced player, you can always attack them whenever you get right moment. Like for me right now, I can easily destroy this army here with a few good rolls. Vologda is the war target, Kolin the Great Horde, and sadly we have to fight our ally Ryazan, but it is what it is. We're also going to try and stack wipe the army that they have in Pskov. It was a great success in Pskov. Let's hope that it's going to be a great success here as well. Let's see what our dice rolls look like. We got a 6, not too bad. Oh, this is oh, they got a 9. We got a 9. What is happening with this nation? This is the second time we got 9s as Novgorod. It's my lucky nation, I think, guys. It's actually my lucky nation here. Of course, now he dies when I'm actually about to have an important battle. Bruh, seriously? Let's hope the new guy's actually going to be a little bit better. Winning all these small battles chips in, but it's not going to be easy. And the best way to win this war is honestly just getting the forts that they have. That means start with the fort in Perm and the one in Pskov. Whilst they're sieging your lands down, we're doing the same thing to them essentially. Hallelujah, everybody. Pskov is out. That means we can use this army to siege down Moshavsk next to Moscow. Actually, we might as well siege Moscow first before the other one. Make sure to also have the defensiveness edict in your capital. This is going to make it harder for the Muscovites to actually take your capital before you take their capital. One more fort down, about 5 more to go. Whoa there, Kazan. That's very giftful of you, sir. And Ryazan looks like they're out of the war right now. We could actually give all of Ryazan to the Great Horde if we wanted to, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to make the Great Horde too strong because I want to take the Ryazani lands myself. Haha, Tver separatists gonna kill off some of the Muscovites. I love this. Moskva is down, everybody. Was that a little bit too cringe? I think that might have been a little bit too cringe. We seem to have 40% war score. I want to take this fort also before I peace out, though, so I get a little bit more land. And just so you're wondering what my country looks like, a little bit like this. I'm fully occupied, but they're struggling to take my forts because of the defensiveness edict and because they basically wasted their time occupying this crappy land that I'm not really worried about, whilst I was actually taking their vital strongholds. And from taking these vital strongholds and winning a few small battles, I actually can peace out for the stuff that I want right now. But like I said, I want to take more, so I'm waiting until this fort collapses, and then after we do our first peace deal. Booyah schnackaboo. 51% war score. Maybe a little bit more. I might be too greedy, but I kind of want to have a proper peace deal here, okay? It would be a little bit of a gamble for me to wait for Muscovy to take either one of these forts. If they do take either one of these forts, then my war score goes down massively. So I think I'm just going to give up on Kostroma, and I'm going to go for this peace deal here. I get the provinces that I want for my mission. mission, a little bit of money, and I have a short enough until 65 to recover my economy and to basically get ready for the second war against the Muscovites. Now, because we took these provinces, we can do this mission that offers us claims essentially on the entirety of what's left of Muscovy here, with the exception of Perm. And now we can start fixing our economy. And of course, Great Horde's going to cancel the alliance because we didn't give them the stuff that they wanted. Since we know they're going to cancel, we can use the favors we have to get some soldiers with the favors interaction. The downside of having the entirety of our country occupied for quite a few years is that we have a lot of war exhaustion. So we have to use the Diplo points that we have to lower that. And now we can also core the extra provinces that we took. We had cores on most of these, so we don't need to core too many provinces. And the best part of them all is that we actually have no loans right now and a stable economy. So for the next war against the Muscovites, it's going to be a piece of cake. The Prussian Confederation has triggered, so now we just need to wait for a little bit, and then after we can attack the Livonians without the Teutons actually joining in. And that's our cue, everybody. They are not willing to join, so that essentially means we already won the war because we have 4 times more troops than the enemy do. What a great way to start the war. We stack wiped half of the the entirety of the Livonian army. Actually, we got a really unique opportunity over here. We can crush over the Stettin army, and then if they don't get reinforced by the rest of the army that's sieging down Lucky, we can stack wipe all the boys in Lucky afterwards as well. It's all about getting a couple of good decent rolls here. We got some here. We got a full stack in Vapenicum on these boys. Fingers crossed we get another one on Lucky. We're surprisingly getting really great rolls in this battle, but we didn't stack wipe them. However, we will definitely stack wipe in the province of Polokas. So Dariago. Now the enemy side has no more troops whatsoever, which means that we can vassalize the nation of Riga. We also can force religion on them so that they don't really have any issues with the disloyalty, because we're going to ask them to divert trade, getting a massive chunk of the Baltic node from this one trading city. And the Livonians, of course, we should be able to fully annex 130 with 128. This also means that we get a 15 years truce with Stettin because we didn't separately piece them out, but I could not care less. And now let's also concentrate show here in Estonia, core up everything here, and most importantly, we're gonna disband the fort in Reval and the fort in Latgalia. Bring our boyos back. We have a lot of aggressive expansion with mostly Catholic nations because these are Catholic nations that we basically attack, but we don't have any aggressive expansion with the Orthodox or the Sunnis. So once we attack Kazan and Muscovy, it's not really any issue, and it doesn't really stack up on the AE that we have right now. Since I also have a little bit of extra mana points, I am going to invest in my country. I'm going to dev up my military mana so I get a few more provinces to 10 development. I'm doing this so I can get renaissance in my country a lot faster, since you can passively spawn renaissance in every province that has 10 development. So as you can see, because these guys here have 10 dev, we are getting the renaissance in them. We've consolidated the newly taken lands from the Livonians, and now it's time for the second big ass war against the Muscovites. We can set Rizhev as our main target. Let's bring our boyos back from wherever they are right now and declare our war ski. Main target is going to be, of course, taking out the Muscovite troops before anything else. This is not like the first war. In this war, we have more troops than they have. I don't get it. How do you lose an icon? Can someone explain to me how we just lost the icon of Saint Michael? That makes no sense, dude, okay? You don't just lose these things. Time to also push out the Russians from our lands. Let's sally forth with our boyos from the garrison. This should give us a little bit more of a boost to our army, and with that we can chase him down now. Take out Pisco's army also, and take out the last Russian army as well. All we gotta do after is just siege down the 2 forts they have left. Actually 3 forts, because Pskov have the capital fort as well that I forgot about. It was basically easy peasy compared to the first war against the Muscovites. And if you guys want, you can check the save on my Patreon. Link is in the description. I'm actually really disappointed with something that just happened. I wasn't paying attention. Kazan declared war on Muscovy, and they actually got control of Beluzero. So that means that now I cannot take this. So instead, I'm going to take these 2 provinces, cucking over Kazan completely. I'm also taking the south parts as well. So Great Horde can also not attack Muscovy afterwards. But it means I cannot take these 2 provinces, and my country is going to look absolutely horrible. However, However, it's okay. In the next war, we basically can fully annex Muscovy. And if we're lucky, Kazan's also gonna break away the vassals that Muscovy has, since they cannot take any lands for them directly, as they don't have any bordering province, because we cucked them, just like they cucked me. If I was to bet on this war, I would have bet 100% on Kazan, but for some reason, Kazan is actually losing against Muscovy. They basically lost their entire country now, and I cannot explain how. What I can explain is what I'm gonna do, which is I'm gonna attack Kazan afterwards, because that's basically a golden opportunity for me. I'm gonna need more mercenaries for that, so let's actually slacken recruitment first. Got a little bit more professionalism, so let's get 2 more generals, slacken a second time, and now we can get some mercenaries. I think the free company should be more than enough for now. Cacius Maximus Gavitius decided to return this one province to Perm so that I cannot attack Bashrikia, which they released. So that's really annoying. I wish they didn't do this, but hey, whatever, man. I'm still gonna attack Kazan. They still have the alliance with Crimea and Chagatai, but Kazan proper does not really have many troops, only 4,000 left. I'm gonna call in Nogai actually, for that matter, and I'll let Nogai deal with their allies. So before I do declare, in that case, I have to set these provinces as my vital interest. Otherwise, Nogai might try and pick them off because they also have a vital interest here. So let's go, boyos. They still managed to take a few provinces for themselves. However, obviously, I'm not going to give them anything. I'm a greedy bastard, and I admit it, okay? I'm also going to let them fight the Kazani tribesmen by themselves. I mean, screw that, man. I'm not going to get involved. It's ya problem, boy. It's ya. Okay, they're going to lose. Fine, we'll take care of this ourselves. There you go. This is how real soldiers deal with these situations, no guy. All right. So Crimea actually built another fort in Teen. Super surprised to see that. Took a while to wait for these guys to give us the unconditional surrender, but they did, and now we can take most of their country with the exception of 2 provinces, because I'm not giving this to no guy. So instead, I'm gonna take my war reparations from them, and look at our big beautiful nation, everybody. Plus, we're now about ready to attack the Great Horde and their ally Bashiriki. We started our war against the Great Horde. Obviously, we co-belligerated Bashrikia because we're gonna fully annex them. They have a gold mine, a juicy gold mine in here, and we called in Nogai. Maybe they can help us out against Uzbek, so we're gonna set the target of the Uzbek capital as an objective for Nogai. Great Horde made peace with the Crimeans. They took 3 provinces, or 4 provinces, which means that their 18,000 units are gonna be focusing on us now, so we gotta make sure that we keep our troops close together. Whenever you get the civil war in Novgorod, I recommend you go for the first option, which is the mercantilism. We want to have as much mercantilism as possible in this game if we are to get that achievement for Frozen Assets. We finished building a marketplace in Kolmogori, which means we can do one of our unique missions that offers until the end of the game minus 15 dev cost and local trade power plus 100%, and it looks like we can take out Bashrikia, so we will increase the production in this gold mine to 10 production as soon as we finish coring it. I pretty much avoided fighting the Uzbeki armies because they do have some strong armies, and just took their capital fort, which gave me enough war score for me to piece them out. Even a white piece would have been perfect. I managed to take a little bit of money, which is amazing, and now we can focus on the Great Horde. Oh dude, are you kidding me? No guy just pieced out separately and they gave them provinces. That also black flagged my army as I was about to attack one of their smaller stacks. I was also going to say that do not underestimate the Great Horde, and do not fight them in open terrain. That means do not fight them in steppes. Try to go for woods, mountains, hills, whatever. Like you see, they have a 25% shock damage increase bonus by fighting in Saratov, which is a steppe, but they got -2 from crossing, and we are in a defensive position in Saratov. And it's always a good idea to just chase down whenever you have loose units around the map. We also managed to improve relations with Odoyev so we can diplo-vassalize them. You can diplo-vassalize nations if you are at war, as long as they are not at war. That's how it actually goes. Because I'm saying this because I've seen some guys in the comment section when I did it in a previous video asking how was that possible. We're taking Ukek and the rest of the proper Great Horde lands, as well as some money here. We have a little bit of a coalition, including the Ottomans, that can form, but not a big deal. We're not going to let them form, and even if they do, they're not going to trigger. Don't worry about it. I highly encourage you to release the nation of Astrakhan. Astrakhan actually has a ton of cores on the Great Horde, so in the next war against them, we basically take almost all their lands for no aggressive expansion. We also canceled the Nogai alliance. They're not useful for us anymore. And of course, course, Bohemia just allied the Ottomans, because why wouldn't they ally the enemy of the entirety of Europe, right guys? Also, holy schnitzel, dude, Liège is massive! They won the Burgundian War. I did a Burgundy video recently, you should check it out. Liège did not have the same outcome in that one. And England is definitely centralizing the rest of the British Isles. I'm gonna cancel the alliance with the Scots, it's pretty much useless at this point. My Trucio is over with Muscovy. My troops are not close to Muscovy, but I'm still gonna attack them, and I'm gonna co-belligerate Ryazan. The Great Horde's joining because Ryazan is their tributary. I have to do it though. No way around this. Let's go for this. Let's try and focus on the Great Horde first. Again, we'll be catching them in a defensive fort. Even though they get the 25% shock damage bonus, we should still win this. Nice. Now we can actually white peace them. And by white peace, I mean I'm taking a little bit of money. It's fine. It's okay. Just a couple of years extra. Not a big deal for the truce. Better than the 15 years we had before. And this is why I really hate not having forts. Again, most of my country is being occupied, so I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna build a few forts in the northern parts to protect all of my region. Shekhorskir is a great location for that, actually. In fact, I'm gonna build that fort right now, so by the end of the we should have the fort ready also. And of course, when I'm struggling with admin points, I'm gonna get the stupid event. We have taken back most of our country now, and we've trapped the entirety of the Muscovite army in the Livonian areas. Austria inherited Burgundy, but Burgundy only has like a couple of provinces left, so they didn't really inherit that much after all. We got 89% war score, so that should be enough for what I want. It is 137, 103, so that is perfect. Can I go 100%? I can. So I'm taking obviously this exact peace deal here, because this way I prevent the Lithuanians from taking any Muscovite lands. I need to do my second war against the Great Horde. However, they've actually been guaranteed by Lithuania, so I'm gonna attack Lithuania first, Polokas as the war target, and in 1 month we're gonna attack the Great Horde as well, because if we do not attack them, then what happens is they're gonna form a coalition against us. Sarai as the main target, and let's go with this war too. 2 for the 1, am I right? I technically can drag out the Lithuanian war for quite a bit of time, but I need to piece them out right now because I need to focus on the Great Horde war. I think I'm gonna need to wait for like 5 to 6 years after this war just to recover my admin tech, which is seriously behind. And look at our beloved Astrakhan here. Look how beautiful and massive they are right now. Meanwhile, Great Horde is divided in half, and I think Nogai is going to be very interested in these lands here. I have to mention this is one of the rare occasions in which the AI actually passed 4 reforms by themselves, and I'm a little bit worried they might actually centralize the empire. I've never seen Shirvan get this big before, man. What is happening in this game? Oh, Muscovy, Muscovy. You used to be somebody, but you're now just somebody that I used to know. I lost the icon. Hey. And that is the end of the Great Muscovite Republic. I really want to say thank you to the Ottomans for making the Lithuanians release these 2 nations here, because I know what I'm gonna go for now. 10,000 likes and we'll do the Frozen Assets achievement. And check out this awesome Brandenburg video until the next time. And I want to give a very big thank you to all of my channel members, Patreon members, as well as my Twitch supporters. I really wouldn't be able to do this without all of your support.